What's up, everybody? Welcome to another video on Small Town Skateboards. So, today, we're going to be doing a tutorial. Probably our first one, I think. I don't think we did one earlier. Alright, well, let's get right into it. Alright, so, you want to learn how to kickflip. I've been able to kickflip for around, I think a year now. Yeah, I learned it in January on our old channel. So, yeah, you want to learn how to kickflip, so let's talk about some of the mistakes. I am not warmed up. As you can see, I haven't even put my shoes on yet because I'm going to use them for the board. But alright, let's talk about foot position. So first, what you're going to want to do is I love having a graphic on my grip, so I know I have landmarks on my board. So personally, since I'm younger and my legs aren't as strong, I like to have my foot down and in the middle, kind of. So maybe like it's this far, so like maybe 3 inches under the bolts, under the 2 front bolts. That's where your front foot's gonna be. But maybe, see the eye right there? That's where I put it. My bolts are right here. Here's the eye. Probably like 3.5 inches under the bolts. So next up, and if you are like, let's say like Cade's age or Xander's age, where you're like 9 or 10 years old, you want to maybe it would be a good idea to have your foot out towards the edge of the board more so you can flip it easier. The whole part is being comfortable. You have to be comfortable when you kickflip. Sorry, but if you can get the board to flip, that's the main goal. And I feel if you can get the board to flip, you can land on it. You can land it. If you know what to do. But alright, so next up with your back foot, I'm gonna have the tail here. There's a lot of different places to put your feet. That's why I said, That's why I said it has to be a comfortable spot. So like, if you're an older person who can pop their tail harder, they have higher ollies than like, say a 13-year-old or a 14-year-old, you might want to have your foot more towards the middle, up next to the bolts. Okay, I know we're kind of going back here, but I've seen there's a lot of people, like for instance, let's say like Nija or Shane, have their feet out here, while like you see like Jagger, or I'm just naming off pros, like Jagger Eaton, or pretty much any other skater that's an adult has their feet kind of in ollie position. I'm gonna say, okay, I hate it when people do this, but when you kickflip, you should at least have, okay, this is like not organized at all, but when you kickflip, you should at least know how to ollie, so you would know the ollie foot position. But you would have if you're older, you might want to have your foot up more so you can pop it harder. You can pop higher, so it'll be easier to flick off the side and not have it overflip from the middle. But yeah, if you're younger, you might want to have it out towards the middle more, or out towards the edge of the board more. It doesn't really matter where it is on the side. I've seen people be able to kickflip with their foot up here. And then I've seen people kickflip with their feet right here. Alright, let's move on to your back foot. So, pretty much, this is also very, like, I want to say, like, I don't know. It can really vary on what your skill level is, or how you skate, or, yeah. So, if you're kind of younger and you don't pop as high, maybe have your foot back here on the tip of the tail. This is overall where I recommend it. But also you can have your foot, if you're older and you pop harder, you can have your foot kind of more down. I've always found it hard to do tricks this way, but maybe that's because I'm younger. But yeah, you can have your foot right there. Alright, so let's move into what you're supposed to do. The kickflip part. So first, I think, personally, I believe if you know what to do, you can land it as long as you can flip the board. If you can flip the board around fully like that, you can land a kickflip. That's just what I think. As long as it kind of stays within a 2-foot area of you, I think you can land it. So first, what you're gonna do is, I should probably be doing this with my foot. Here, I will actually. All right, so after this, we'll talk about some of the mistakes that I made learning kickflips and some of the mistakes that other people make learning kickflips. There's probably gonna be like 3 of them. So I can't get my shoe on. First, what you're gonna want to do is you have your foot. Hold on, I should probably. I don't know what's a good angle for this. I didn't think about this. Hold on. Right there work. So first, what you're gonna want to do is get your feet in the right position. So have your feet where you're comfortable. So for me, that would be right on the eye and back on the tip of my tail. Then what you're gonna want to do is pop your tail, and here's where a lot of people. Okay, so first I'm gonna tell you how to flip the board, but don't think there's gonna be something I'm gonna tell you. Okay, hold on. So you're gonna pop your tail. You're gonna flick your foot off the side of it. So you're gonna flick your foot pretty much off you just want your foot to end up here, wherever you're flicking from. If you're flicking from here, you're gonna kind of go more just straight out. Flicking from here, you're kind of gonna go more up, but just end it off in this little pocket right here, kind of where the nose starts. And if you have your feet like right here, your front foot right next to the bottom bolts, you kind of want to flick it more just straight forward because you have so little room to flick. But so let's get on to landing it. So pretty much this kind of has to do. Okay, hold on. This is not working out. So pretty much what you're gonna. That's a way better camera angle. It might be a tiny bit sideways, but pretty much. Okay, this is kind of gonna mix in with one of the problems. But the main problem I see when people try to kickflip or try to learn is that they end up doing this and they can't do any better. That's the number one problem I see when people kickflip, is that they can get here, they can flip the board perfectly, but they can't land on it with their front foot. And that's why I recommend that let me get away from this stuff here. So when you pop and slide, instead of just sliding and jumping straight up, you should jump more like, instead of jumping straight up, you should jump back here, kind of right. Okay, how I thought of it when I learned kickflips was you jump, instead of flicking with your foot, you jump into it. So you're jumping like that, kind of like the ollie, how you jump into the nose. You do the same thing here, and that'll kind of leave you with it easier to commit. And if you do that, you should be able to land it. But that doesn't mean you will. Like, still, if you do that, where you get chicken foot and you don't, it's pretty much not committing. No, it is not committing. What I recommend doing after you learn like the board is to learn how to do that, like that, and learn how to do this at the same time. Because the front foot will help you greatly. Also, if you have a trampoline, tram skating helps you learn kickflips. I know Xander, he hasn't learned them yet, but he's working on them. And once we get 100 subscribers, we're gonna do like 10 minutes of kickflips with him. Yeah, there you go. That's how you kind of do it. So some mistakes I see is that literally, oh no, I forgot a step. When you jump forward into it, you also want to kind of jump backwards this way. You want to jump back that way. So if you have your foot more in ollie position, so more like that, you're gonna definitely want to jump back more than someone, say, that has their feet right here on the edge, where, not where I do, never mind, where I used to do, but having your foot out on this edge more, that you kind of, if you have your foot on the edge more, you want to jump more forward. If you have your foot more in ollie position, you want to jump more back than forward. So yeah, so once you, let's say you land the kickflip, so you got all the steps and you have successfully done a kickflip. So some of the major mistakes I see in I know I'm not very good at kickflips. Don't comment down below you suck at kickflips, because I know. I'm trying to work on getting them higher. But one of the main mistakes I see is literally forgetting how to kickflip, or doing it so much you forget how to do it. Ooh, hold on. I don't know. I'm just having trouble breathing. Alright. So, I think it's from talking so much. But one of the main things I see is that you forget how to kickflip. So, by forgetting how, I say you pretty much do it so much that you think you have it down, almost like shove-its. You think you have it down, or you can just do it every try, every time. By the way, I think shove-its are great to learn before kickflips because they work on commitment. But I feel like everybody learns a shove-it before a kickflip, unless you just jump straight to kickflips. But yeah, you forget how to kickflip. You stop jumping back, or you stop jumping into the nose, and you just kind of lose it. What happened for me is I would start and I would flick, and the board would go here, and it would turn into kind of a backside flip, turn like that, and I would always land like this. It always made me so mad because I kept toe tapping. But because of that, I was jumping straight up here. I'll try it. Yeah, see how it turns like that, and I was jumping straight up. So, but if you jump more that way, it'll kind of stay with you more. It'll be easier to catch it. Also, when you don't have to do it, but when you're learning kickflips, I recommend having a graphic on your grip tape, unless you hate graphics. I would recommend having it because it's easier to see, so it's easier to catch, especially if you're learning kickflips down stuff. I don't know why you clicked on this video if you're learning kickflips down stuff, but yeah, that's pretty much all that you need to know for kickflips. Just keep trying it. Again, like I said, if you can flip the board, you can probably land it. You just need to full commit to it. And don't get stuck in the rabbit hole of just landing with your back foot. Work on landing with your front foot. If you learn to land with your front foot, it'll help you greatly in learning how to kickflip, because you'll have to dig yourself out of the rabbit hole when you land it with your back foot only, and you keep doing that and you can't stop. Also, one thing when you land with your back foot first is that your front foot is actually landing on the ground before the board, unless you are doing it and your front foot's just missing the board. But if you consistently do that and land with your front foot off, it's probably landing before the board hits the ground, so it's not very good for you to learn kickflips. But once you land it with your front foot, you can definitely land a kickflip. You just need to full commit to it. Don't be scared of landing primo, because honestly, it doesn't hurt that bad unless you roll your ankle off of it. Which, if you land steady where the bolts are, like this, I don't think like that. If you land primo, you're just gonna land. If you land primo, you're just gonna land like, and this has happened to me many times before. If you land primo, you're just gonna land like this, and the worst that's gonna happen is you're gonna go like that and land back like this. So, also when you're learning them, kind of stay away from stuff when you're learning them. If you learn on concrete, you're probably gonna have to do it moving, because it's easier, I think, than doing it. Kickflips on concrete are easier than on carpet, so if you learn on the carpet, you're probably gonna have a higher kickflip. but it's going to be harder to do it moving because you're going to slip out more. That's my problem with tray flips, that I always slip out because I'm used to doing it on carpet where I don't have to worry about slipping out. Anyway, this video is getting too long. See you guys later. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned how to kickflip. See you guys.